All right. So didn't stream yesterday. Got kind of hung up with the real job. But the story of today is Netflix. Freaking Netflix, man. Holy crap. What a juggernaut. It's up 15% already pre-market. I think it's over 1,000 now. I'm going to have to do some serious damage control. Holy crap. Hey, so I've been good on the downside. Last couple of trades actually worked out really nice. I sold some calls over 1,000. I sold some puts under 750. Those worked out. Closed those all out, and then yesterday before earnings, this is what I do. It is what it is. I put this on. This Iron Condor, and I sold a 995, 1,000, 730, 725. If you look at it from a trade perspective, it was well within the expected move in February. Even though I went to March, I did not do the Februaries. I'm actually glad. I didn't do the Februaries. But hey, it is what it is. I did not do the Februaries. I'm going to have to do a little damage control. I'm glad I went to March and didn't do February. And so anybody who had calls yesterday in Netflix, you're going to be sitting pretty today. I mean, you're going to have, my advice would be that you blow out. Don't hang in there with them. I mean, especially you have stuff that's relatively short term. If you have anything in February, today's going to be, you got to dump them. If you have anything in February, you got to dump it because you're going to get a massive volatility collapse today. This IV is already at 52. Yesterday, before earnings, it was in the 70s. So it's already collapsing. So your options are going to get that initial push just from the price, but they are going to erode away fast, especially your February expiries. So it'd be a good idea to get out of those before 10 o'clock today, especially if you have a profit. So a big move in Netflix, and I didn't see. I would have expected. I don't think they did. Did they? I would have expected a split, but I'm not sure. I did not see. I didn't even read the headlines, to be honest. I really didn't. I don't care. They all say all kinds of stupid shit for earnings anyway. Yeah, here it is right here. Net record shares streaming service Netflix rise 14%, hit record high. It added 18.9 million subscribers in the fourth quarter. Estimated 9.6. I don't know. I have a hard time believing that, but hey, who am I to say? So there you have it. I think, honestly, I think a lot of this, I mean, I don't know. I didn't really go and look at the numbers in Netflix. I don't usually do. But I would believe a good majority of this subscriber count came from package deals. Package deals with like phone carriers, I think it's bundled now with some other stuff too. Again, I don't follow this crap because to me it's all bullshit, really. I mean, who cares? I just want to make money. I don't really care. I got a Netflix account. And I get it from T-Mobile. I've had it for years for free. I have the free one, so I have ads. So there you have it. And then the other story of the morning is Oracle. Was up $11 and broke out. I had this like mysterious looping topping pattern, which completely is not even anything right now. They just blew it out. But Oracle going to invest all this money. I think they mentioned AI. So, again, like 1999, we got a website. 2025, 2024, 2025 is going to be marked by anybody who says AI more than like 10 times in any public statement. Oh my God, right? So anyway, hey, good for them. But, and good for me. I own some Oracle too, but that took off yesterday and made big gains, and I think it's even up again today. Yeah, it's at 190. 190. All-time record highs, though, for Oracle is what, 198 and change or so? Problem with Oracle, though, is that I don't think there's a lot of volatility in here, so I don't know really how much opportunity there is unless you're, like, just long. And you're not going to short this thing. I'm not going to short this thing just for the sake of shorting it, because this is kind of a freight train right now. It is a good stock to trade, though. It is a good stock. It's very liquid. It gets a 3-star. And the only thing you could really do here in Oracle, in my opinion, would be some kind of like diagonal or some kind of calendar spread. I don't think you want to just go and buy calls, because there's probably a lot of call skew. And then you basically had, look, they just blew it off, right? They just blew it out. So, you don't want to go and jump on buying calls right here either, because you're going to get caught in a whipsaw likely. So, if you have something, if you already have stuff, yeah, great. But I wouldn't chase that one. There'll be a time and place for Oracle. They're usually, think about Oracle too, is they're usually late in their reporting. Usually most of the other tech companies, they all report the end of February. Whereas Oracle's usually one of the latter ones. I know they're like, let's say March 10th. So there'll definitely be an earnings trade, in my opinion, for Oracle, because you'll probably get some increased volatility by then. But as far as doing anything in there today, look, if you had something for yesterday and you were lucky enough to get some stuff, good for you. You're having a good morning. That was kind of the two that stuck out for me. And it stuck out for me because, one, I'm in Netflix, so I'm getting my arse kicked in my trade that I did last night. And I own quite a bit of Oracle stuff, so I'm actually doing, so that was a kind of a wash. Let me see. It looks like everything's up, right? I'm just going to bounce over to the NASDAQ real quick. I think the NASDAQ's up like 200 points already. Yeah, 213 points. A lot of that's Netflix, Oracle. Just look at those stocks. Those are up big, and that's kind of blowing the index up. And you can see the Russell is actually not even moving, though. So small stocks aren't really going anywhere. And then you're getting a little residual overflow into the ES. Being up 34 handles. You got the bonds up a few ticks. And you got oil pretty much stuck right around here as well. Looks like lows came in near 75.20 or so, 75.10. We do have those inventories in oil today, 10:30. I don't even know. Actually, no. You know what? I don't think they come out today. I think they come out tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Or are they still going to do it today? That's a good question. Usually when there's a holiday, they bounce it one day. Yeah, so it's tomorrow. Yeah, because usually you have Wednesday, you have oil. Thursday, you got gas, natty gas. With the holiday Monday, they're both going to come out on Thursday. So you got those crude inventories coming out tomorrow. There's really not much on the economic calendar at all other than earnings. I mean, that's kind of driving the whole ship right now. I highly doubt anybody's looking at the CB leading index. I know I was waiting on that one, right? You know, or there's a couple of treasury auctions, which I don't think anybody gives a crap about. And then you usually have APIs, which are the API crude oil numbers. They usually come out on Tuesday because of the holiday. They'll be out tonight. So you might actually get some trading activity tonight in crude oil. That's really it. Now let's bounce over to the digital assets. Bitcoin having a real whippy go of it. And I think that's going to continue. I'm probably going to buy some ETH here myself. I feel like I don't have enough of it. And I kind of like the fact that the last couple of days it's just been kind of sitting here. And it really hasn't been, it's kind of consolidating. I think it's getting ready one of two things. It's either going to break back down or it's going to blow back up. I'm just going to go with it's going to go up. You can't short it. So what else can you? I mean, I could short the futures, but I don't really do those. So I'm probably just going to buy some of that today. And then that's it. Then the other one, which is actually going to be a wiener, is we did a UAL trade, and we did that one in February, and this one's coming right in the wheelhouse. If we go and look at our positions in UAL, we did this Iron Condor. We did a 95.90, 130, 135 Iron Condor. And that one's going to come in really, really nice. I'm getting my ass kicked on my short spread. I'm short some calls, which is going to suck. But with that being said, I'm short some calls. I'm also short some puts. So that's going to wash itself out today. Thank God. But these are in February, so I'm going to be able to pop out of these today because this came right in the wheelhouse. UAL is currently trading at 116, so I couldn't have asked for this one to come out any better. This was an earnings trade, and so I'm going to probably pop out of that. And you're probably going to see some of this volatility. Now, if you've been following UAL, like everybody, UAL has actually had a significant amount of volatility pumped into it for quite some time. If you look way back in November, like literally like after the election, it is just like pumped, and it's continued. It's had had one little like collapse in volatility, but it stayed bid, and volatility continues to stay bid even today. So this may even be a nice one to like re-up. So I get out of my trade, and then I'm going to go look at March, possibly in UAL. And I think it's going to be worth selling some premium out in March here in UAL. I already have some stuff in here. What I'll likely do, and it's going to be difficult to price these out this morning because we do have a $5 move here, so all these prices are not going to be any good this morning. So I'm not even going to look at them. But likely what I would do is I'd probably be selling puts down around 100. Around 100 here, right? So 100, and so I'd be selling puts around 100, and then I'd probably be selling calls over like 140. And the reason is I'm going to be looking at the deltas, right? I would lean a little delta negative here, right? Try and get some negative delta in your, if you do a strangle, right? Try and get some negative delta in it. I mean, again, just my opinion. Looking at UA Hal, I think it's actually at all-time highs, I think. I think it is. UA Hal. Yeah, it's all-time record highs, I believe. Unless we look back to 1950, when it wasn't even United. It was Ununited Airlines at that point. It wasn't even a United. It was like a different, I think it was like TWA and who knows what it was. I have no idea what it was. Northwestern or some shit. Anyway, yeah, all-time record highs. I didn't look at the numbers. I usually don't, because I don't usually care. Because I don't know. To me, all the earnings stuff that they come out with, it's like all propaganda. You know, like, oh, they offered an upbeat outlook. I mean, what are they supposed to do? I think what may be fueling the airlines, though, right now is like, perhaps it's economic policy. Right, you got an administration that's going to be friendly to business. You have oil that's kind of on the decline a little bit. I mean, so I'm sure like cheaper oil prices may have something to do with it. Right? Yeah. So yeah, who knows? And so that's kind of that. Yeah, and so today it's going to be real tough to do price discovery today. So I'm not really going to do anything here this morning. What I was going to do is wait till I was actually going to go on here, go dark for about an hour, and I'm going to come back around 9:30, closer to 10, and do this because I got quite a bit of crap that I want to do today. There's a number of earnings for tomorrow. Let me just put up earnings for tomorrow real quick. I thought there was more than that. There's definitely more than that. Let's see. We have Steel Dynamics, Kinder Morgan, Las Vegas Sands. I'm probably definitely going to do something in Las Vegas Sands. I always like trading that one for earnings. And the reason is it's usually, it's a lower price stock and usually has a decent amount of volatility. And usually the margins are actually pretty good in there that you can actually like do things like for a trade. There's not really a big expected move in February. But I think I can do something in there just because, again, it's a lower price stock. And then it looks like that one is interesting to me. And then Freeport McMoran could be interesting. And Freeport, and I say could be because, it's a lower price stock, so it's a little easier to do different strategies. Problem is, though, there's really not a lot of volatility in here. It's relatively low at a 38. It's kind of makes it tough to really do anything in there. And so those are kind of the ones that I wanted to go over for trades. And then I'm going to look at some futures. I think there may be a couple of setups today in the futures. Let me just blow this one up here. We're not trading crude. I'm really not trading crude oil much anymore. I don't know. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan, man. I kind of like this area we're getting close to here on the ES, which is 61.56. You have previous highs from back in December, and we're kind of getting back close to that. And this pivot, which is R3, is literally sitting right there. Now, we would have to have a pretty decent move. That's another 20, 30 points. 30 points. So, but hey, nothing's out of the question anymore. And we sit right at R2 here. Let me go look at this one real quick and blow this one up. And we are sitting right at R2. And I'm not sure if there's a... Now, I trade the minis, right? I don't trade the big boy contract because I'm scared. No, I don't know. I just feel like I get raped in when I do the big boy contract. I don't know. I have a problem. Like on any other day, I probably wouldn't have a problem with shorting here at R2, quite candidly. But the fact that we have all this momentum now in the markets with Netflix and Oracle and all these companies, I'm reluctant to short this just for the sake of shorting. My battery's low. Yes. Yes. Anyway, there you go. Now you know my battery's low. Charge it, you dumbass. Yeah. So I don't know. I think again, like I said, on any other given day, we got up here at R2. I'd probably short this. I don't feel it today to short this. I don't know if there's going to be enough momentum down to hang in there worth trading. So it's kind of off the table. All right. So that's it. So I'm going to come back. And I will. I'll be back, and we'll start it up again when the market opens, so I can get a little better price discovery on some things, and then I'll show everybody how I roll some of my contracts too, because I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, how do you roll your contracts?" It's actually really easy. Tasty Trade makes it really easy to manage your accounts, man. They really do. So anyway, that's it. And we'll see you in a little bit.